I'm freaking out. I don't even know really where to start. I'm freaking out. I'm going bananas. I really think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. This is beyond the point of crazy. It makes no sense anymore. But basically, in the long run of things, WWE has announced that The Rock is going to be at Smackdown tomorrow. It doesn't go along with anything that is going on. Basically, I really don't even know where to start. But I think The Rock is going to be doing WrestleMania 41. I really freaking do. I think that it's pretty smart that WWE decided not to put Roman Reigns in the Elimination Chamber. I don't really know how, after the handshake at Saturday night's main event. No, that was on Monday Night Raw's debut on Netflix. The handshake, the hug, the Ulafala, the you are my tribal chief, good guy thing that The Rock put on. But maybe they're just gonna act like that whole night never happened. I've got so much going through my mind. But in my long run, The Rock put up a weird video this morning, thanking God for the morning that he had. And then he kind of doesn't say he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania 41. He actually says that he has things in his life. He's just like everybody else, and he puts off till tomorrow. But he woke up today and was like, today is the day that I'm going to do that thing. I think he's going to freaking wrestle Roman Reigns. We have been thinking this match is going to happen since WrestleMania 31. If you go back and you remember Young Rock, they had the whole deal about Roman versus Rock. Going to happen one day at WrestleMania. They told us on NBC in prime time this was going to happen. And today, The Rock announced that he's going to make a movie. Martin Scorsese, Leonardo DiCaprio. I can't remember the girl's name. It's going to be in Hawaiian, mobster, kind of movie, I guess you can say. It's going to be like the Godfather of Hawaii, I guess. I'm not sure if The Rock is going to play the good guy or the bad guy. But I'm guessing that The Rock is signing on to make this movie. And more than likely, they're telling The Rock he's going to be busy next year. And I think The Rock is realizing there's not going to be a next year for WrestleMania for The Rock. And does that mean in 3 years, we can finally get this Rock versus Roman match? How does he know that Roman's even going to be wrestling in 3 years? Rock's getting older himself. I'm not going to say that he can't do it or he couldn't do it, but man, this is beyond the point of crazy. I had given up hope almost when they told us The Rock wasn't going to do the Rumble. I kept saying, I think The Rock's going to do the Rumble. Then they kind of told us hey, Cena's the favorite to win the Rumble. And I said, hey, Cena versus Cody's a good match. That makes a lot of sense. I can do that. And then the week of the Rumble, I changed my pick to Jey Uso, especially after him yeeting his ass off the Monday before the Rumble. I was like, he pretty much put on a rock concert out there. They're making sure that this guy's over. He's going to win the Rumble, and he won it. I kept on thinking that The Rock was going to use his final boss power. I kept on waiting for him to come out 31. I was making every exception in the book for this to happen. So, Smackdown is in New Orleans. Smoothie King Arena, home of Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 30. I don't know. I would guess. Is he going to go out there and he's going to start beef with Cody? But then you can't fight fucking Cody unless you win the chamber. Or unless you're The Rock and they just repeat their mistakes from last year and just have him cut in line. Cancel the Elimination Chamber. Maybe he's going to defend his title against the Ulafala. You get that big-ass Rock title that he was given into by Muhammad Ali's ex-wife. No, well, I guess it was his wife when he died, his mistress. Not his mistress, fuck, his widow. But I'm messed up by this, guys. I really am. I got to get back to this hockey match. USA versus Canada, 1-1. Hopefully nothing happened while I was in here, but The Rock on SmackDown? You don't think The Rock is showing up to SmackDown and he's not going to be laying the SmackDown at freaking WrestleMania 41? People, like in this last week, we've seen tickets dip a little bit. And people are saying the dip is really coming. The Rock makes any notion that he's going to be doing WrestleMania. Those tickets ain't dipping. I mean, they're going to stay. And I think people are going to have like a little bit of remorse. And they're going to want to be there. Because I, for a moment, was going to go to WrestleMania 40. I ended up changing my mind. And then the second that The Rock came into the picture, I was like, shoot, I could have been there. I really could have been there. But we'll see. Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It is 2:45. That means it's 5:45 Eastern. Basically puts you on pace for where we are, counting down till SmackDown. SmackDown starts at 5 p.m. here on Pacific, but I have to go on the USA app in order to watch it. But a lot of things have happened since last night's announcement that The Rock was going to be on SmackDown. In the middle of the night, Rock was going through his comments on Instagram. He doesn't answer a lot of them, but when he does, it means something. So you always kind of look for his comments to other people. He commented, "The final boss is coming back to handle business, deliver a big, beautiful gift to the city of New Orleans, and fuck up a certain someone's life with the final boss's gospel." So that kind of put me on the mind of first thing when I woke up in the morning is all he's doing is he's showing up and he is going to be announcing WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans. He says he's going to like fuck a certain person up. I thought that mainly was them doing some sort of a skit where you have some sort of a heel. I'm having a hard time. Let's say like Carmelo Hayes comes out of the back, comes down to the ring, and he says, "Rock, that's awesome that you announced WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans. Let me tell you, since you are on the board, I will be main eventing that show." And even though Carmelo Hayes, I think he has a big future in WWE, he kind of has to find his fitting on the main roster. They use him a lot. They use him a lot. He just doesn't get a lot of wins in my book. We haven't seen him as a U.S. champion or an Intercontinental champion, but I think those days are coming sooner than later. I think they even let Carmelo Hayes beat up Cody Rhodes a few weeks ago. Before the Rumble, when he had that sort of really weird interaction with CM Punk. I think that was happening during the commercial. But then we get a tweet from The Rock almost right now. "New Orleans, the final boss has arrived." Little plane emoji. This exact Rolex was the gift from our WWE champion Cody Rhodes to me about 5 hours before our WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 40. It's time. SmackDown live tonight, USA Network, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. To me, I don't know what's going on anymore, guys. I am excited to the point of like, I don't know what's going on. I think that we've talked about this in past videos. I think that Triple H has a plan, and every once in a while, The Rock just shows up and blows it up. The Rock has learned that he's higher on the totem pole, and Triple H can say, "This is the plan that we're doing." And if The Rock thinks that his plan's better, he's just going to do it. Is WWE freaking out that ticket sales haven't been? I think ticket sales have been great for WWE, but they're not spectacular. If that makes any sense on the totem pole, the prices are just abnormally huge. The things that I thought was going to price people out of WrestleMania would be like the airfare, if not the hotels. And those are kind of like nothing compared to the WrestleMania ticket prices. Whether if it's WWE, whether if it's Ticketmaster, the dynamic pricing has to go. I bought Raw tickets sometime this week, Wednesday, I believe it was. I think they were $600. There was no 100 sections because they number them different in the T-Mobile Arena, but I'm sitting in the equivalent of the hundreds. I think I'm in like section 8 or section 10, like dead on with the I call it the Tron, even though they don't really use it anymore. So maybe that's not the best place to sit anymore. But kind of behind the announcers, but looking straight on. Those are $600. That was kind of a lot of money, but it was like the exclamation point on the WrestleMania trip, and it is what it is. I really hope that I don't know how you get away from Ticketmaster, but Ticketmaster's ways they just gotta go. But I think that's the one thing that's really keeping people away from WrestleMania. WrestleMania is so fun. There's so much stuff to do, whether if it's WrestleCon, GCW stuff, the Major Brothers show. I got a really good video on Vegas 41 in Las Vegas and the tips that I wrote down. Check that bad boy out. But getting back on this, I'm really excited. I really don't know what the heck's going on. Is Cody just does Rock just gonna challenge Cody and just say I'm going straight after you? Is he gonna say that, hey, he wants a shot at Roman because the whole Olafala thing? Is he gonna predate? Because if you really think about it, Rock versus Cena was monumental. Tell us a year ahead of time we're gonna have this match next year at WrestleMania. If they would have put tickets on sale in Atlanta for Miami that night, I bet people would have bought tickets for WrestleMania 28 a year ahead of time. Not even wait for the pre-sale down the road. If they would have been just taking money on the way out of the Phillips Arena, I think people would have been paying for it. So, are they going to just say, hey, Rock versus Cody, WrestleMania 42 in New Orleans? Is it going to be Rock versus Roman? A lot of different ways that this can go. Apologize about the ending. Kids came running in the house, so I just came in here to finish it up. But tonight's SmackDown, huge.